Alrighty, so first we're starting over here in this Back to the Roots 3-section grow bag raised bed. And this is I want to say this is a Scotch bonnet pepper. I'm still not sure what kind of pepper this is, but I mean, it's fruiting. We have some chamomile, some Genovese basil. Our ginger's looking really good. Our hibiscus finally caught back up. Well, it's not all the way caught up, but I mean, hey, it's growing. It was very stunted in the last video. In the next Back to the Roots bag, we have more chamomile, holy basil, 2 more peppers. I'm not sure of the variety. And then we have some sugar baby watermelon that is trellising down, as you can see here. And I want to say there's fruit on here somewhere. I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes. Okay, there's a fruit on here. Oh, there it is. Here, there's a watermelon. And then we have some sunflower. I think these are the Elves variety of sunflower, Elvesdorf or something like that. And then there's another one in here, but I want to say I probably took it out. There's a pepper in here. This is our Moon and Stars watermelon that's vining out really nicely. I don't think there's any fruit set on here just yet. I haven't seen any female flowers, just male flowers. And it goes out there. In this next section over here, oh, there's the other, I want to say that's the other sunflower. If not, it's a something, I don't know. But in this pouch, I had some bare root strawberries, but when they were sent to me, they weren't packaged correctly, so they died. This is a tomatillo, I want to say, that I had put in here. I think it's a Queen of Melanalco. I just tossed it in here because I really needed to get it out of its little pot. Then I had some tomatoes and cucumbers, but a critter, aka a cat, that wanders back here in this backyard sometimes totally demolished my seedlings and knocked it over. So I still put the cucumber in here in hopes that it would do something. Actually, no, this isn't a cucumber. I think this is a flower. This is a moonflower. And then this is a tomato. I'm not sure which variety. And then I know it's a cherry tomato, but I don't know which kind of cherry tomato. It's either a Super Sweet 100 or a Sun Gold. And then this is the patch that was newly planted in the last tour, the silent tour, on June 20th. And this is what it's looking like right now. We've got some type of pumpkin. Actually, I think this might be a sweetmeat squash. It's huge. And then right next to it, we have some mustard greens doing really good. We have some okra and some hibiscus in here, some marigolds, some zinnias, more zinnias. And this is I think this one's a hibiscus, and then this is an okra that's doing pretty good, about to start setting some fruit, unless it's hibiscus. I don't know at this point, y'all. Everything's just growing so fast. It's so humid out here today. And these are more peppers. Anytime I say I don't know what kind of pepper it is, it's because my dad actually started some peppers for me and he never labeled them, so they're just surprise peppers. But I want to say this is a Jimmy Nardello just based on how it's looking. And I say that because although this is my first year growing Jimmy Nardello, I have some in the next bed that you'll see, and they look just like this one. These have flowers but no fruit just yet. And what else is in here? I think this one might be a Tangerine Dream again, because I have some growing in the next bed and it looks pretty similar to, like, its growing style looks pretty similar. And then we have a squash. Actually, that one smells spicy. I smell some spice. Might be a spicy one. This is a squash. Y'all, there is a whole eggplant right there I forgot about. Not quite sure if it's a zucchini or crookneck yellow squash. We've got a melon, not quite sure which melon. And then another squash right there again. I have no idea. And then up here we have the corn. I've already harvested 4 cobs, and I think I'll harvest some more with y'all. And then we have a sunflower growing right there. It's a lot taller than our other sunflowers. So let's go ahead and go. This is right off this corner here. This is just a little patch that I dug up to put some flowers that I had started that I really needed to get out of their pots. And then coming over here, we have a lot. So starting right here, we have some honey nut squash, and I actually didn't think that these two were successfully pollinated, but they were. That is so exciting, because a lot of them haven't been successfully pollinated just because there's so much green growth over here. Just because I'm right here. No. Dang. Okay, so we have a loss right here. I'm gonna go ahead and pluck it in hopes that the plant will put out some more flowers, because there is a male flower right there. So I hope that it'll actually. So that really stinks. Okay. Dang. So yeah, that sucks. That's terrible. But anyway, let's just continue. So in here we have some green beans. I just harvested some, I want to say yesterday. Yeah, I did yesterday. There's some that are ready to be plucked again. So green beans, we've got some scallop squash. This sunflower that is pretty much done. I need to go ahead and figure out if I want to harvest it or let the seeds continue to ripen. The other sunflower completely snapped, as you can see, just from the weight of the head of the flower. And what's super exciting to me down here is these honey nut squash. These are pretty big. They're sizing up really, really nicely. As you can see, there's another one right there. And then we have some cucumbers, and I have been making pickles like crazy. This is my first year really growing cucumbers this successfully, and really just I'd say I grew cucumbers last season, but they didn't do this good. They were also not in full sun, but these cucumbers are putting out like nobody's business. Had some inconsistent watering, as you can see just by the shape of the fruit, but I'm doing really well. I did move these containers over. I still have to move this lemon lime, but it's doing really good. The lemon's putting on new foliage. We've got chamomile. I want to say this is some bergamot that's flowered. These are sunflowers. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this fig. So if y'all know what these spots mean and this yellowing, I've been fertilizing it. I don't really know what's going on with it, but the fruits look pretty good, if I do say so myself. Over here we've got another fig that's just hounded with marigolds, but it's looking pretty good. And then going into the main bed, we have some zinnias. We've got our Paul Robeson tomatoes and our super sweet, no, these aren't super sweet. These are large cherry tomatoes. As you can see, they're sizing up and starting to blush. This is what our Paul Robesons are looking like right now. And then we've got some, this is a peppercini pepper. This is some basil. This is a jalapeno, another jalapeno. Tangerine dream like the other one in the other bed. I've never seen a pepper grow up like this, and so far the only one that I have started myself that is growing like this is this tangerine dream. This is another one. This is a this is probably a peppercini too. I'm not sure what kind of pepper this is. This is that Jimmy Nardello that I know is a Jimmy Nardello. That's why I think the other one in the other bed is not. Oh, this is a California Wonder. And then over here, if we circle around, we've got more green beans. We've got a zucchini that has fallen victim to the squash vine borer. And then back to the corn and more green beans. So that's pretty much it, y'all. Those are those tomatoes. Can't wait to try these homegrown tomatoes for the first time. Okay, so I am 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". I just wanted to show y'all how tall this corn was. I'm gonna put my net down that I made to keep myself from getting bit from these mosquitoes, and we're gonna go ahead and harvest this. Alrighty, y'all, so this is my first time growing corn, and this is peaches and cream corn. Now I seeded these very close together. I know that corn requires a lot of space, but I just didn't have that. But I'm very excited to show y'all a couple pictures of the 4 cobs I've already harvested. The kernels aren't humongous, but I think that's because I planted them so close. However, the flavor is still there. It's really tasty. And like I said, this is my first time, so most people I know that they encourage that you harvest as soon as the silks turn brown, but I gave them a bit of time because they were still kind of damp feeling. So this one feels pretty dry. And what I think I'm gonna do whenever, like in the future, is pay attention to when the corn starts putting out its little hands like this. To me, that signals that it's ready. I harvested a corn that I did a test batch where I peeled it back and I poked the kernels, and it was looking a little bit more like this one, but it didn't have, probably had like this, one or two little hands sticking out, and it was good, but the kernels were very small. The ones I harvested yesterday that had their hands out like this were just a little bit bigger. But I want to go ahead and get these harvested because another thing that's kind of telling me to go ahead and harvest are these ants. They can sense all that sugar and sweetness, and I don't want them to have it. I want to eat it. So I'm going to go ahead and choose or pick all the corns, or harvest all the corns that look like that. So let's get started. And as you can see, I did have to tie this corn up because after a windstorm came, we had hail and everything. It was, I don't know how to explain it, but I had to tie it up to keep the grid standing. And so they're tied to that little makeshift birdhouse holder. And then I just went around and I looped my garden string, I don't know what this, garden tape. I looped it around one time to keep everything standing, so that when the wind blew, it all blew together, but was still able to stand pretty tall and straight up. So ooh, yeah, look at all those ants right there. You see all those ants right there? I don't know if y'all can see them, but I don't want them to have my corn. Let me put my basket down so I can use both hands. Another one. Let's see, let's get this one. I do have some beans growing up these stalks. Now I do have some, oh, I did want to mention another thing. Usually if they have the hands out like this much, then they're away from the stalk. Another thing I've researched is that the further they are away from the stalk, the better. I'm not even in focus, y'all. I'm sorry. But let's get this one. Yeah, that was full of ants too. So, and then I'll probably leave this one just for another day or two, just because, I don't know. But this is how it's looking so far. So this is all the corn we got. We got 6 ears. That's as much as I'm gonna harvest today. I'm gonna leave the rest of them for their little hands to get a little bit longer and for them to get a little bit further away from the stalk. And then, so with that being said, let's go ahead and harvest some of these cucumbers. All right, so some of these are shaped a little funny, but I think again that's just due to watering. Leave this one on another day or two. And I think that's all we have on the bottom parts of the plant. I'll probably leave that funny looking one another day or two as well. And I think actually that's all we got, because I just did, yeah, I'll leave these. Like, look at this. I should have probably came in and thinned some of these, but I'll probably leave that one. I harvested 2 yesterday, but I canned a total of 10 pickle or cucumbers that I had that needed to be canned. Let's see if we have any green beans. Because I know I did some yesterday, but these doggone things just don't stop. Alright, so there aren't many green beans because, like I said, I did harvest a lot of them yesterday. And I mean, these plants have been pumping out green beans like nobody's business, as if they get a paycheck. I guess they do. I do fertilize, so that's their paycheck. But I'm not seeing a whole lot that's ready right now, which is good. So all right, I've got 6 ears of corn, 2 cucumbers, and half a handful of green beans. But let's go ahead and I want to show y'all what this corn is looking like. All right, so we got the corn, we got the cucumbers. I already opened one. I was on the phone with my mama, so I already opened one. But let's see what the recipe is looking like. I did have some earworm damage. Yep, I got some earworm damage on this one. On the other ones that I opened, they had some. That's probably what it ended right there. Ooh, the mosquitoes. Let me put my net back on. I know I look crazy, but I made this little. I had some tool in the house, and my baby wanted to come outside with his mom. But the mosquitoes in the backyard are so bad, and he has really bad, like he wakes up so bad with mosquito bites. I made him a little net to cover his face with the hopes of, you know, ugh, look at all that. That's nasty. Can you see that? Anyway, I made me a net, that's what I'm trying to say, to cover my face when I'm out there. Yeah, wipe that on the ground. All right. But the corn is looking good. That's all I gotta say. First time growing corn. Pollination was amazing. Okay. Ears aren't that big, but like I said, I did plant these super close together. So, but that's okay. Y'all can't even see me. That don't matter. I'm not talking conversation. The corn is. I just about the garden. Ooh, I think that the worm is still in there. Look. I don't know if y'all can see that, but let me see. Let me put my net back. But there's a hole right there. Dang. All right. Hold on. Look, there it is right there. That's the little worm. So, we still don't get up in this corn. Ooh, this one got it bad. Oh, but those kernels are so pretty. Y'all see that? Look, y'all. Them kernels are so pretty. Look at the earworm damage. Ah. Look at that. My first time. Look at that. All right, look, this is what the worm looks like. I haven't seen, maybe I have seen one this color, but the one on the last ear was green. This one brown. Can you see that? This isn't the same ear as the one that just had the little hole, but this is what those worms look like. Look at them. Feasting on my stuff. But they tell me it's good. Alright, so I don't know if I got any damage on this one. I'm not seeing any holes. But watch it surprise me. Yep, there he is. There's another earworm in there. I don't know if y'all can see. I'm filming on my phone. There he is. Right there. Can y'all see? Is it focused? I don't know. I'll get the picture. I'm scraping the tips of the pawn on this brick to try to get some of that earworm damage off before I go rinse them and take them in the house. So they're Jesus, these earworms are all up in my stuff. That's crazy. Decimated dang near the whole top. So I do know that I could do, I think it's mineral oil. Some people recommend putting mineral oil on the silks, but honestly, I don't really use what's it called? I don't really use pesticides. Even like I do have some neem, like I have neem spray, I have some copper fungicide for my fruit trees. I had a cherry tree at one point. I have some I think that's it, copper fungicide. I have some all-purpose bug spray I bought from Walmart, but I don't really use that stuff. And I know that people recommend using like BT or spinosad for squash riding board, but this is my first season, honestly. Like my garden last year, I wouldn't even call it a garden. I had my 15-gallon grow bags in the shade, so I really didn't grow nothing with those. But this is my first attempt at building a garden and flipping over some land and really and growing in the ground, and I think I'm doing pretty dang well. So I'm not even looking at the camera probably this whole time that I'm actually showing my face in this video, but that's all right. So thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoy, and I'll see y'all in the next one.